K-Rino Radio. K-Rino Radio. Let's tell them about it. You're listening to K-Rino Radio on 90.1. Who is he? What is he? What does he do? Where is he from? H-Town, where the independent grind was invented. Understand, I'm the property owner, you just a tenant. KPFT is the station and location for the really special guests. Good knowledge and information for the coldest on the air. We making a strong case. If you scared of the truth, then you in the wrong place. Every Friday, 11 o'clock p.m. Central. We cooking the game, serving it up, feeding your mental. You can even call in, dial 713, backdoor it with 526 KPFT. We ain't playing with them, we gon' tell it like it is, partner. Out of town, KPFT.org, yeah, we got ya. How'd I get on the airways? I know y'all like, wow, K-Rino Radio, homie, starting right about now. Yeah, we got ya. How'd I get on the airways? I know y'all like, wow, K-Rino Radio, homie, starting right about now.
And we have a
Super
certified,
legend,
bona fide, legitimized legend in the building tonight. Our brother is, in my opinion, he sits on what I like to call the Mount Rushmore of H-Town rap. And if any of y'all are familiar with Mount Rushmore, y'all know that that's a mountain that got a bunch of evil, wicked presidents carved on it. But this brother is not evil or wicked, but he is on the metaphorical Mount Rushmore of Houston hip hop. And I would put 4 faces on that mountain, man. And I'll reveal those 4 faces, but he's definitely one of them. He is a pioneer. He is a innovator. He is one of the most influential, relatable, impactful artists to ever come out of rap music, period. But definitely in the city of Houston, man. He is the father of many styles. A lot of cats around here try to sound like him, try to rap like him, but they're not able to duplicate the original. He has sold millions of records, as I've said, and he's my brother. He's my homie, man. The king of the ghetto, the most city done, the one and only Mr. Zero is in the building. What's up, family?
What's good?
Welcome.
Good.
Man,
Appreciate
we are glad
y'all
to be here with you, man. We are honored to have you in the building. Gotta also shout out my homie, my co-host, my brother, the OG Murder One behind the glass holding it down.
Really?
Keisto from No Regret Media holding it down on the camera work.
Oh, really?
And my
really?
co-host, Miss Andrea Marie over there in the cut.
Hola.
No question, man. Bro, we are not gonna play with them, man. We gonna get right into it, man. Cause you know how we do, man. I just wanna ask you, because this whole hour is yours, man. We wanna get in depth with it. What was your beginnings in the music business? What made you just fall in love with this thing and decide this is something I want to do? When did that happen, fam?
I'm trying to remember what year, but definitely, it was early 90s. Listening to Street Military, You, Point Blank, Murdoch and them, terrorists for everybody who don't know, man, just that whole era of music was like, I was like, man, they saying everything I want to say, and everything that I couldn't say. My grandma was gonna beat me, so I can't remember what year it was, but really, when I met you the first time.
Oh man, come on.
Off of Broadway over there.
Yeah.
I was riding with Deuce.
Yeah. Shout out to Deuce, man.
Yeah, I was riding with Deuce, man, and I was staying over there, behind Broadway Square.
Right.
And we went over there behind Hartman, or like kind of close to Hartman over there.
Yeah, that's where they lived at, yep.
Yeah, and I saw you, I was like, man, hold up. I know this ain't this. They like, yeah, man, that's K-Rino. I'm like, okay, yeah, so I'm nervous. Man. And you kicked the freestyle, and it's crazy. I still remember what you said.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how impactful it was to me.
That's crazy.
You said, the first thing you said was, I'm going crazy like 10,000 souls trapped in a box this big. And I was
I remember that.
yeah, I'm definitely not finna do no rapping today. I'm just spectating.
Man,
and when I left, I was like, yeah, I need to go ahead and buy me a pen and pad, Wasn't no writing in the phone back then. I don't think we even had that type of technology yet. So that's when it was born.
Man, that's crazy, man. I mean, but the thing is, I watched you though, because I think the first time I remember seeing you, like just where I was formally introduced to you, we was at this spot on the southwest side, and you was with Bam from X-Bam Records, and Bam was like, man, this my homie Zero, and he getting ready. He was saying, you about to be that next dude, you know, and I was like, okay, that's what's up, you know what I'm saying? And then a little time lapsed, and before you know it, you was that next dude. Now, the thing that I remember when you dropped the album, Look What You Did to Me, it's like that album still today is like just the classic of all classics, because that was Zero in his pure raw form, just coming out hungry, like, man, I got to have it, bro.
Your original ID.
Man, what was the mind frame, the environment going on in your world at the time when that out? Because the great works come from your environment and your situation at the time. So what was you dealing with at the time to come up with that, my brother?
I was dealing with I mean, of course, I think we all was having a level of poverty. I think my level was like, man, I think I was on like a super duper level of poverty. And you know, when all you see every day is the filth, then that's all you can really just, well, I mean, what about me? Yeah, I mean, me, I couldn't do no line, so I mean, I couldn't tell you about, you know, no Benz or no BMW, or even a 2-bedroom house at the time.
So you spoke about what you saw,
I had to.
I think at that time, wasn't your video at the car wash?
Nah, that was before video. Okay. I couldn't afford no video. Yeah, that was, you know, that was years later.
Years later, okay.
Yeah, but I was on Ridge, man, in a duplex with a whole lot of people that's doing a whole lot of life sentences right now.
Man.
You know, shout out to Black Capone and
no doubt.
You know, man, Bobo and all them, man. Like it was about 13 of us in a split level duplex, and that's when I felt like spending the night on the inside of the house. So I mean, that's what I was dealing with. You know, every now and then, you know, Pharaoh come through, KB come through. You know, of course, Lil Flea around the corner, he was gonna come through. I'm around nothing but Killer Clan, SPC all day, but like at nighttime it was, all right, everybody else going home. I gotta make a decision. So I sit out there on the cut, and you know, they be playing, I think it was a SWV. I get so weak in the knees, and I just started rapping to it. And I started writing. That's what I wrote my first one on. And that's all I was seeing every day was a whole lot of hustling, a whole lot of, you know, police coming through and everybody running except for me, because I couldn't even afford to have nothing to go to jail for. But I mean, yeah, that's what it was, and I was just sponge to it. You know, I absorbed it all, and I put it on paper.
You know, you said something just now that caught my attention, because you said you was in a situation where you couldn't even lie in your raps. But the great thing about that is that the reality that you wrote about is really that's where the goal was at in the beginning, in the first place. Because a lot of these cats that's just talking about stuff that they ain't really representing and living, that's flash in the pan. But for you to speak to your struggle, it connects with so many other people that's going through the same or close to the same. And that's why they latched on to you. Think that's why you had that impact like that?
I know it was. Because I know in the world it's gonna be way more people who can't get that bill paid than people who can. And I wasn't even doing it, like I didn't even have a master plan back then. I was just rapping what I knew. And then like when Screw came along, Screw was like, I want you to come over here and do your thing. And I'm like, okay, well, everybody over here talking about the candy paint, the swangers, the massive amounts of drink and drugs, and you know, so many women and gold teeth, and I ain't have none of that. You know, so I was like, what you woke me over here for? He was like, man, because you don't sound like nothing else over here. You gonna stand out. So I was like, all right. And I did my thing, and as time went on, I saw what he was saying, because you know it's only so much candy paint you can talk about, and so many times you gonna come through and you know go to the club and try to get somebody girlfriend and you know all that there. I was just on like, hey man, you know these lights is like 105.
Right.
I ain't even got 05.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I was on, and it kind of resonated with everybody.
The crazy part about it is that, because we're going to definitely get into your connection with Screw, but it made me think about when you was talking about that. Screw, even though he didn't have a record label, he was running his house similar to a record label.
Yes,
because like you said, you got guys that rapping about certain things, but he saw you doing something different. And it's like, I want to bring a diverse sound to my house.
Right.
And introduce the world to this guy, because he coming from a whole different angle. Like
artist development.
Right.
Artist development.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
That's
right there.
Screw was like
he was
a master at that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if he knew that's what he was doing.
But he was coaching. Yeah.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. Did you look at, I mean, looking at it now, do you see it like that?
I mean, I kind of saw it like that then.
Yeah, okay.
I was just kind of like on some, you need to be doing that with Big Pokey, or, you know, you need to be doing that with Big Hawk, because back then I was like, everybody know who that is.
Yeah.
I was just the egghead dude who be hanging out with Big Mo. You know what I'm saying? And Mo was, you know, he was already popping, you know, after the unfortunate stuff that happened with Pat.
Right.
Mo was next in line anyway, so they just fast forwarded to Mo. And I was just the dude who was helping Mo write his songs. I didn't have a name.
Right.
Like, I still think I was Jamaican Joe back then.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, Screw, like, he like, yeah, man, come on over here and, you know, do this. And I'm like, man, Hawk finna drop an album. Big Mo finna drop an album. I'm like, I don't got no release date. I don't got nobody to drop no album. But he was like, all right, well, look, check this out, though. This how you make the beat. And I'm like, why you sure it be that?
Right.
And he like, bro, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You the only one over here that's really trying to listen. Like, Hawk made, Pokey made, everybody already had, you know, especially.
They had their feet in the game.
Yeah. And, you know, they was having albums, and they were already hood legends at the time.
Right.
I just wanted to be in the room when the cool stuff was said.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely saw it, because I rap something, and then I try to slow it down, and he like, but that ain't what you doing, though. They rapping slow.
Yeah.
He was like, don't rap slow, because you over here at Screw House. Do what you do. He was like, I like that. Keep watching me, that you, you know, let me hear some of that.
Right.
And so I started rapping, and people was like, yeah, Screw, this don't sound right. And he was just like, you rapping too fast. Like, y'all listening to him too slow.
Come on now.
So I think that's where that started at.
Man, you know, we sitting here with the legend of Mo City Don, the one and only Zero. If y'all want to get in and holler at him real quick, because we only got an hour, but the number is 713-526-5738. And y'all can call in and check us out. Andrea, I know Andrea got a question or two for you, so I'm going to let her jump in and hit you with a couple, man, because we got a lot on the plate.
Can you tell me, again, with DJ Screw, the legendary DJ Screw, can you tell me one of your, like, fondest memories with him?
Oh, man. It was a whole lot of them. Well, of course, one is something that I think everybody that's ever been over there has said before. I mean, this man had an uncanny, like, of course, you know, everybody know the history and what be said that's going on over there at the house. So we just gonna say boys was sleepy.
Yeah.
Right.
Boys was sleepy, and I didn't understand how this man didn't miss a beat while he was asleep and doing I was like, say, man, y'all gonna catch him? Oh, no, he not finna fall.
Right.
And I like, but look, like his knees. And they like, he good. I'm like, I ain't trying to, you know, put no pun, but like Megan Thee Stallion, like her knees cool. I think Screw had them original knees though. Like, yeah, it was serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't fall down.
Screw was a special dude, and he had an insight, and he knew he was able. Sometimes people see things in you that you might not even see in yourself at the time.
Right.
And then you grow into who you are, and then you say, you know what? that's what he saw. He believed in me and believed in my
Right.
purpose like that.
Right.
Caller, we see you. We're going to get to you in a second. Just hang on. But I wanted to ask you, because one thing that I always just admired about you, just on a high level, bro, is your work ethic. And it's not many artists. And when I say not many, I mean
None.
a handful, like 2, 3 maybe
Right.
in the city, but in the whole industry, maybe 5 or 10 that put the grind in, the kind of grind you like everybody know about how Pac get down and all the things. I'll take it to a different genre. Everybody know how Prince gets down, and
Right.
but
And everybody know how K-Rino get down.
when you see,
Yeah.
hey, and I appreciate it, but when I saw when you first came home back in the early 2000s, bro, it was like a Pac like level, because when you came home and you had got with Rap a Lot, you hit the ground running. That was back in the I Hate You days.
Right.
I would literally see these clubs with lines wrapped around the corner coming to see this man perform. And a few times he called me up and come get me, we ride. It don't matter if it was in town or out of town, but he would do these shows, turn it out, get his bread, have everybody going crazy, and would come back home to his studio
Right.
and start right back working on new stuff like it never even just happened. So talk about your work ethic and how that was instilled in you and how that even got going in you to where you just focus on making more music like that.
Well, I mean, for one thing, that's how you get paid.
Right.
Come on.
And coming from a place where you don't know what getting paid feels like, and then all of a sudden you getting paid. I mean, I could just take you back to something that Juvenile said. That man said, last night I went to sleep in the bricks and I woke up with a Jaguar.
Right, right.
And that's almost like how fast that happened for me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, going over there, my first, like, the Look What You Did to Me album, no money whatsoever.
Right.
Because, I'm the new guy, I'm rapping different. People like, you trying to, sound like this or sound like, you trying to sound like Pharaoh and all this other stuff. So then you get to the second album, and it's like, it's a little better. I'm doing some shows, but I'm still not getting no money.
Right.
And when I came home, this time that you're talking about, and I mean, of course, I left because when I got a little money, I was, we gonna say self-medicating.
Right.
When I came home, I couldn't believe what I came home to. And of course, you in there, it ain't nothing to do. I'm writing you back and forth, and I'm writing songs. I like, hey man, send me that 4-minute warning.
Right.
I'm in there reading, and I'm, so I come home with about like 2 or 3 records wrote. And the first thing I did was, they was like, hey, that I Hate You song that you did? Yeah. I'm like, what happened? They like, okay, it's like the biggest song with Texas right now.
Wow.
And I'm like, cool. And I get out, Red Boy's like, hey, welcome home. You can't put this in your pocket, but here you go. And I'm like, it was like how Pimp C say, it was like this much money.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And then, the other little, I ain't gonna, I'm trying to be good. The other little guy, he was like, hey, here go these for these shows. And I was like, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. Then I was like, man, it's like 375,000. I ain't know how to act.
Right.
I'm like, man, look, I'm almost half a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, yeah, okay. All of a sudden, I think my dictation changed. I was sitting up straight now. I was like, yes, well, thank you.
Yeah,
I
no
was saying
question.
stuff
No
like
question.
that. And the more songs that I recorded, I'm like, well, if I did one album and this got me this, I need to do about 100 albums then. So I'll be tired, but while I'm thinking, while I'm doing my show, you get in the car, I always got some beats.
Right.
So you ride, like, might be like finna drop you off or drop whoever off or pick somebody else. I'm listening to a beat.
Right.
Come up with a hook. Go home, lay the hook down. And then, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, put verses on it. Because I was accustomed to before Rap A Lot, I was doing at least like 3 a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got to the point where Jay was like, look, we gonna do some marketing. We gonna just drop one every year. I'm like, nah, man, my fans ain't finna like that. He was like, you gonna get more money like that. I'm like, I might, but they gonna be mad because I'm making them wait.
Yeah.
And I got more money. But I mean, I was motivated by that, and I was motivated by something that you told me when I was speaking to you about a situation with some unfortunate stuff going on. And I was like, man, you know, they stole this, they stole that. And you was like, man, what you tripping for? The mind is infinite. You can always come up with new material.
Right.
So I was like, well, if my mind infinite, I'm finna try this infinity out there. I'm finna
No
try
question.
to, and that's when that was born.
Man, that is
Speaking
crazy.
of that, I saw the last number I saw was 2024 unreleased songs. That's true.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was back then.
That's insane. And I was
a
going
lot.
to ask you about that because, like I just told you, Prince is my dude. That's my favorite art. And I know he had a vault that supposedly had a couple of thousand songs in it. So to hear that number, man, that's an astronomical number, bro. And I don't doubt it one bit because I seen him. I know how he get down, man. It's like, and he got song, he'll make a song, even if the song is just a skeleton. He might not have finished that one right now, but he laid the foundation of it, and he'll come back later and fit it all in and put it together. But man, that's an incredible thing. But in my opinion, you still downplayed the greatness of your work ethic because you was like, well, man, you know, I'm gonna get my money like that. But it's a lot of cats that's getting money and they still don't have that grind because they getting the money.
Right.
I'm good now.
Let's talk about this.
Exactly.
Because one thing I've learned just by just going through it is, did I hear once you said you taught yourself how to sing?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So it's like the impact of saying I'm gonna teach myself how to sing. I'm gonna teach myself how to record myself. I'm gonna teach myself how to do beats. And is that one of the reasons why you call yourself Zero?
Yeah, talk about that too.
Well, now Zero come from it's a reminder of where I come from and where I'm not gonna go back. Like that's exactly what Zero means. Like I came from nothing,
Right.
and I'm gonna be damned if I'm gonna go back down that road. And in order to do that, I gotta do all them songs. Like I'm not like a lot of different artists. You know, they rap, and then they got a burger stand, and then they got a, you know, I rap. I rap. That's all I do. You know, I ain't kicking in nobody door, taking nothing.
Right.
You know, I'm not I mean, that's it. Like I might sell some 1D merchandise, something like that, but this is what I do though.
Yeah.
And if all the money and the opportunities, political or otherwise, they all stem from this rap.
Right.
And so I just figure in my mind, you know, 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah.
And then, you know, 4 + 4 = more. So that's what I'm trying to do, because that's where the money come from. And I'm able to live my life the way I want to live it if I'm compensated correctly. You know what I'm saying? And I tell myself, I mean, I'm not trying to make myself seem like I'm greedy or nothing, but I am, though.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie about it. It's making me able to take care of who I need to take care of and myself.
Right.
And, you know, to have all this nice stuff that I have. But I really have a whole lot of studio equipment. And that's what I love to do. I hate it actually, but I love it because it's what pays for everything.
But did you start off like that, or was that something that grew? You know what I'm saying? This learning how to record yourself.
I mean, I did all that, man, because I could never get Mike Dean to wake, you know, like I'm tired of all this, come back tomorrow. When we here now, like we don't know if we gonna be here tomorrow.
Right.
Man, the way I'm living,
I need it
to
now.
do the whole album now, because I might leave here and lose myself.
And then, people, gang, we come from a time where cats was charging $1,500, $2,500 for a beat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you either figured out a way to break yourself getting these top producers, or you learn how to make beats yourself.
I mean, I was messing with them beats because I didn't know how much a beat was costing back then. But by the time I did, look what you did to me. Most, if not almost all, I say about 68% was produced by me. Like the one you were saying, you know, my Ridgemont ID, Rakesh did that one. Yeah. And then I did like almost all the rest of them. Wow. You know what I'm saying? On, you know, he did more of the Gorilla Mob, but that first one, I mean, that was me. Yeah. And my thing was like, okay, I'm you know, I'm doing these beats, but I came up with this, you know, this 2-minute song I got, and I was like, I want Mo to sing on here. Yeah. And the thing about that was different, that wasn't record label like with Screw. If he put you in the clique, only you and him knew that. He not gonna call a board meeting and be like, hey, check it out. It's flipping 0 now. Right. It was just like, and I met Mom like, hey, what's up, Mo? He's like, hey, yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up, little daddy? Yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want a hook. Okay, yeah, 500. Yeah. And I was like, well, yeah, so.
Let me get back to you on that.
Right.
Yeah. So I went home.
Do a little writing.
Right. Yeah, I went home. I just stood in the mirror like, either I'm finna ask this man then for 500, and he already told me, hey, whatever I spend, you gonna have to recoup.
Kick it back. Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, I ain't even really know, but I was like, ain't finna be no cooping. Right. So re or pre-cooping, post-cooping, I ain't wanna do nothing. So I stood in the 2 minutes trying to take me. I just till it started sounding right. Right. I couldn't do it like on Ridge, man, because they'll be like, man, you a sucker out here singing like this. Ain't no R&B, this the hood. So I had to wait till I was in the restroom. So, and I came out the restroom like, hey, look, let's go to Uptown. I'm ready to do this thing, and then there it was.
Well, the thing is, we still got the caller. Okay, we're gonna take the call in a minute, but the thing is, that's another aspect to your art that I won't say is underrated, but is highly appreciated. The fact that you are cold on the hooks, you cold in the melodies, in-song melodies, and to the point where people actually reach out to you for features and for hooks now. Right. You know, it's always been that way. So, I mean, just to be able to wear that many hats and have that talent. So you discovered your singing talent, was it early? Did you sing in the church or just like?
I sung in the church, but I mean, I didn't put it like this.
In the choir?
I didn't, what? I didn't sing. Okay. But I was singing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably can sing now with an A.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But
it's a difference. Trust me, it's a difference.
Yeah. I was just, you know, holding the note. Like I was back then, I was a cool little deep alto or something like that. Okay. Just you know, blending in. But that's, man, I had to really just teach myself because I didn't want to pay for it. I couldn't pay for it. Right. So, you know, the beats was cool. And then when the singing came along, it was like, okay, well, this gonna solidify me to do an album by myself where I'm not gonna have to make no calls. I'm not gonna have to make no calls. Like if I need something sung, I can sing it. I was like, I probably can't Billy Cook this thing, but I mean, you know, I can wrote the Vandross it though.
No doubt. So everybody got their own way. We got a couple of calls we're gonna take real quick because you know people wanna holler at the Mo City Don. And shout out to Angel from Fame Train TV, just came sitting in with us. She back there in the cut. But we're gonna take these 2 calls real quick, man. Let's go on with the first one. What's going on, caller?
Well, I have a question for Zero.
Go ahead.
So you know my boy, right? He's a barber from Huntsville, Nigel Grant.
No.
You did a music video over there not too long ago?
No.
Yeah, BP and all them around?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was over, I think it was over summertime. You were shooting a video. It was BP,
I mean, just because you explained it, ain't gonna make me remember it.
I'm trying to think because he told me about you and like, I've been listening to you for a long time. And I thought to myself, like, what made you want to rap?
I mean, you know, because I could. And when I found out that I could get paid from it, you know, I didn't know I was going to be like influential to other people's lives. I was really venting, you know, so I wouldn't do nothing, you know, crazy about my situation. So I was just doing something really for me. It was kind of like now I get up and go to the gym. But back then I was like, I get up and go to the studio. It made me feel better about me when I left out. And I mean, that's really why I started it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to help myself.
Appreciate that call, man. Appreciate the love, man.
We heard that.
Yeah. Now, at the end of the day, man, I wanted to talk to you about something else that's important to me, because one thing that I always talk about when you not around, when I talk about to other people, I talk about a lot of stuff that you did for me. And he'll say stuff like about, well, man, one time we was doing this and doing that, but he don't brag on stuff like that. But it's been times, no, bro. This dude, I can remember one time, it was New Year's Eve, and he called me one day and was like, man, hey, what you doing? I'm like, psh, sitting here chilling. And he was like, man, I got a show in Fort Worth. Come ride out there with me, come do a couple songs and open up. I was like, cool, let's go. Came through, picked me up, rode out to Fort Worth, Texas. I might have been on stage 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh, 6 minutes, you're on.
Oh, you do tell that story.
And I did just a blink of half of 2 songs, something like that, man. And I was good with that. I'm putting him on blast. We get back to the room. This man gave me $1,500.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes of work. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I needed that $1,500. You didn't know.
Right.
Was that the bail bonds?
But your boy needed that 15 bad.
That's what's up.
And it just was the point that I was like, well, man, he didn't have to do this because I was just glad to ride. I was just glad to go on the trip. And I never forget, these dudes wanted to do a feature with him. That same night, they was on the side of the stage like, man, hey, Ro, I want to get a feature. And they had got with Red Boy or whatever, so to find out it was legit.
Right.
The price got agreed upon, and I ain't going to say what the price was, but at the end of the day, we went to the studio that night. He had already gave me 15. He come in the thing and say, man, I'm going to try to get you on this song, and if they let you jump on this song, I'll split the feature with you. So I'm like, dude, you know, you done already did above and beyond, but he was dead serious, man, and it just spoke to, like, I didn't get on the feature, which I wasn't tripping, but I was just grateful to the point that he was like, man, to show me that kind of love like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I never forget that, and I tell that story out, and it's other stories, but I tell that one all the time. So, you know, I appreciate that, man, because that's the thing that people just didn't have to do, man, straight up.
That's his humbleness. That's what I had that written. I wanted to ask you, what keeps you so humble?
Man, because I know it's not me. It's not me. So, I mean, you know, it's the creator. And why would I be like, hey, I mean, you know, during the music, you got to promote. And you got to be like, yeah, it's me, a.k.a. this, a.k.a. that. You know, all that silly stuff that we do to promote ourselves. But it's not me. It's not none of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he told me that the mind was infinite, I got to give credit, you know, to the creator for giving me my mind.
Come on.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not finna sit around here and act like whenever he ring my line and I got to go, that I'll go take it that is with me. So, I mean, why hoard it while you here? You know what I'm saying? If you can share, I mean, I'm not gonna give it to nobody I don't like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you know, that's got some type of problem with me, but
Of course.
he, you know, him along with Point Blank and Street Military, you know, guys like that, they are the reason that I'm even, you know, considered to be whatever I'm considered as. And it's a lot of people. I'm not going to, you know, you can't be humble with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll do you back like a welcome mat.
Already.
But, like I say, these guys, man, this was from pre-rayon shirt era.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think I might have had a burgundy flat top back then.
That's a Bart Simpson shirt.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to be, because I mean that's where the blessings come from, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I got a question, Kay.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ro, you know, to me, you've been irrelevant ever since that I heard you from day one. I think I was with Kay on the Southwest at that time. To me, you've been irrelevant ever since that I heard you from. To me, you've been irrelevant ever since that I heard you from day one. I think I was with Kay on the Southwest at that time. But the question I have of being underground artist, you've seen a lot of promoters, a lot of club owners. What's the difference between coming in back then to now?
Well, now they want you to do their job for them. I'm like, hey man, my Instagram ain't got nothing to do with promoting your show.
Right.
Pay me like you pay your street team, and I'll be Captain Jack for you. But other than that, like, nah, I'm not finna, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna need I need 3 posts, and I need well, that's what you need? Well, you need to go book you somebody else, because I'm not a part of your staff. You know what I'm saying?
Or tell me what that's worth to you.
Yeah, and they always be like, but man, I'm already giving you X, Y, and Z, and you charging me this, but Lil Webby charge, we'll go rebook Webby then. That's what you could do, And
you giving me that to perform a show.
Exactly.
That's my price for my performance.
Right.
Anything outside of that, you're going to have to add to. See, the same thing happens with features.
Right.
Like you do a feature with somebody and say, hey man, can you promote the song? That's not my song, that's your song.
Yeah.
So it ain't my job to get out there and push your record. I got a record I'm trying to push myself.
Exactly.
A lot of young artists don't understand that, and they get their feelings when you ain't out there grinding their record out the way they should be doing.
Exactly.
How did you wise up on the business side of the game?
Well, I always had it. I always had the knowledge of it, but I didn't always have a machine with me that was gonna back up any decision that I backed away from. It's kind of like if somebody tell you, X, Y, and Z, and if you don't do that, you're gonna be blackballed. I wasn't in a position where I could be blackballed and hold my own until after a couple of years. And once I reached that level, then it was like, well, nah, I ain't gonna do that now. Nah, I'm not gonna do that, because it's kind of like, I don't know, man. Some people will be like, well, yeah, I don't like being told no.
Okay.
And I'm the kind of guy that's gonna be like, well, keep waking up. You're gonna hear it more and more. Right. Dealing with me, if I don't like what these terms or these stipulations are, I'm out the door. And a lot of times, you'll go out the door and people will try to consolidate power on you. And if you don't have no power yourself at that point in time,
right,
like what you gonna do? I'm gonna do with my name, like the meaning, I'm gonna do the other thing. I'm gonna go back to zero. So a lot of them times I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it my way, but I'm gonna do it. But then once I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm somebody now, I ain't gotta do that no more. So now I can really put forth my business hand, and I got a lawyer behind me to, back up what I said with the legalities. Because at first it was just me talking trash. It sounded like me talk. I didn't even know how to make it sound professional. I was saying the right thing, but it was a bunch of adverbs and adjectives. And, yeah, and they was like, oh, that's just another, he's a monkey. That's what they was on. So I had to wisen up and wait till I became a black man, and then I started imputing the business.
Okay.
No doubt, man. We here with the one and only, the Mo City Don, the king of the ghetto. Mr. Zero is in the building, blessing us tonight on K-Rino Radio, feeding us good, man, giving us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. So if y'all want to holler at him, the number is 713-526-5738. We got a call on the line. Okay, we'll take these 2 calls real quick and we'll get back into it, because I got some cool questions to ask my brother. Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really got a question for Zero. I just want to say, truly appreciate his music. It helped me battle with depression. I know for a fact it saved a few people's lives that I knew. And I just appreciate him, his work, never switching up. And we love you here, down here in Louisiana and Arkansas, man. I just want to say I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it. I appreciate being appreciated.
Let me ask you about that real quick, because I know as long as you've been doing it in the kind of music that you make, and you speak from your struggle that connects to other people's struggle, how do that make you feel when people tell you that some of the words that you wrote and said had changed their life and helped them through bad situations? Like, that gotta be crazy, man.
I mean, it is. At first I didn't know how to accept it, because I critique myself probably harder than my worst hater.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen to something a whole bunch of times and be like, man, if I put that out, they think I'm they gonna think I'm finna kill myself Thursday.
Right.
But like this is the thought right now, and I ain't
Yeah.
wanna just be somewhere and they be like, oh, here come this old sad dude, and
Not at all.
but I mean, and some people are like that. Like, you know, some people will try to troll you, be like, oh, this, you know, you depressed. But then, you know, when you look at it from the standpoint of myself, it's like, man, you know how many depressed people it is out here. And I'm not out here on no, you know, telling anybody to, hey, pick up that razor and slice away.
Right.
I'm on some, this what I'm going through, but
I'm
this
there
how I'm
too.
gonna come out of that though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's always, it's, you know, it's joy in the morning. You know, the sun gonna shine after the rain type of stuff. And people used to just walk up to me. I didn't know if they was high. Cause you know, you see a dude where we from crying. He on that Sherman.
Another level, yeah.
Yeah, he on that Sherman. You don't want to just, you know, mess with Sherman like that.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people's like, say, man, that it's gonna be all right. Keep your head up to the sky.
Yes.
And just start crying. I be like, I don't know what to do, because now they making a scene, and I'm probably doing something where I don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, appreciate it, but you're gonna have to get up off the pavement though, like. But they think I done something to you, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know.
But
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but now it's like, I mean, but even through that, I was like, I'm resonating like that.
Yep. Yeah. And you never change.
And the reason why I think you resonate that way is because you have the courage to be that honest.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times when people are saying, I walk through the raindrops so my tears can blend in with the rain, a lot of people ain't gonna get that because of the fact that they too proud to even expose that.
But I mean,
so when you connect with the
I'm
people,
telling them, but I don't have the courage for it.
But
that's why I'm telling them. But that's why I'm telling them, I'm not just regular crying. I'm hiding while I'm doing it, even though I gave myself up.
Yeah.
You know, I really 5K1 to myself and was like, well, look, if it's raining and you see me, yeah, I'm probably tripping. So don't, you know. But I mean, I really don't. Like, I do them songs for me.
Yeah.
And then when certain people will come, like Red will be like, oh, that Happy Alone, you got to put that on here. Yeah. I'm like, nah, I don't want to put that one on there. Cause they be talking about I be crying too much, or they talking about I'm singing too much. He like, nah, you hitting that high note, Joseph, you got to put that on there. I didn't pick none of them songs. I don't never want to pick none of them songs because people are so judgmental. I finally got my temper under control. Yeah. I didn't have my temper under control for a long time, and people be like, hey, man, you know, you do too much of this and you do too much of that. Yeah. And I be on some, you know, well, now you getting up off the floor too much. So I learned how to calm that down a little bit. So now I can pick them songs a little bit, but I don't ever pick them though.
The greatest artists in whatever field that they in are always the ones who don't hesitate to make themselves be an open book.
Right. Yeah.
My favorite comedian of all time is Richard Pryor. And Rich would say some stuff about his life that just make you go like, man, Rich, you did that. Yeah. But you respect that, because it does take a degree of courage to express something that the average person wouldn't tell nobody they went through.
Right.
You know, so in that regard, it's like, that's why people see those songs and they're like, man, that's the one. Because even in speaking about the depression that you're going through, it's somebody else looking at like, well, man, if Zero feeling like that, I don't feel so bad that I feel like that. Even if the solution might not have came immediately, it's the fact that my dude is feeling like that too. That gives them strength. Right. You know, that's a blessing in itself when we don't even realize that we doing that.
Right.
You know, so that's a beautiful thing, man. We got another call? Okay. All right. We might not get to all of y'all, but we'll try to get a couple more. Go ahead, caller. Next. Let's go to the next one. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, yes, I got it. I want to say congratulations on your glow up, Zero. And when is your next album dropping?
January 19th on my birthday.
What's it called?
Okay.
Muhammad Ali.
Man.
Yeah.
Already. Appreciate the call, Queen. Go ahead. We can take another one. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, with the social media being the way it is and the way marketing is now, do you think it's harder to reach fans with so many different outlets because the market seems like it's so diluted? or you think it's easier than it was before when they didn't have the internet and all the social media?
All right, thank you.
I believe it's both ways. I believe it's both ways because you got guys like K-Rino, you got guys like myself that's gonna really rap, and we probably only have so many thousand followers. And then you have like these guys that do this other type of thing and they got so many millions. So then it's like, that might make it harder in a sense to target everybody that you want to target because, they so busy over here.
Distracted.
Yeah. But then the flip side to that coin is, all of our people grew with us. So it's like we have the same amount of followers, they just not all online.
Right.
Like we grown, they grown. You know what I'm saying? So to reach them may be a little harder right now because, they busy raising kids and, doing the same stuff we doing, trying to pay this bill. So I mean it's both. You know what I'm saying? It's diluted on one side, but then on another side, I probably got about 1,000,007 followers total. You know what I'm saying? So if I get out there and be like, all right, bam, here go a single, download this or buy this for 99 cents. I mean, it's $1 million if I can get all of them. And I definitely all 1.7 of them gonna see what I said. So,
The crazy part about that is that goes into my next question when you talk, because what you're talking about is establishing a core audience, a committed, loyal fan base that rock with you for decades, not somebody that just fly by night. Oh, he got this hit today, but now we're gonna move on and migrate to this next artist. You dealing with a career that you have put together where your people is your people.
Right.
I'm jamming Zero, I'm buying Zero regardless if it's last year, if it's 10 years ago, or if it's 10 years from now. Talk about the importance for new artists coming up to establish that core instead of just trying to get those little stick-on fans that just come and go when you hot or cold or lukewarm.
Stick on.
Well, the thing about it, well, in my opinion, we can I use an example. We can use Turkey Leg Hut as an example. With the way how they do they turkey legs, it's people coming from everywhere.
Right.
All of them.
And they are feeding their people. So as an artist, you got to do the same. You got to feed your people.
Come on, man.
So once you come out this way, you know what I'm saying, you come out over here, you got to kind of stay over here.
Right.
And if you're going to go over here, man, you better be better than you was over here on this side.
You taking a hell of a chance over there.
Right.
Over here made you. It's like, I go over there. That's real. That's real.
But
man.
I mean, cause that's what I did. Like I took some chances on some stuff, but it was when I figured in my head like, nah, I can really do this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me speed this tempo up.
Right.
I'm not gonna rap it out on this song. I'm gonna sing all the way through, but I'm gonna sing it as if I was rapping though. I'm not finna do nothing cute. I'm not finna do nothing pretty. I'm not finna do nothing pH balanced on here. I'm finna be me. And people was like, man, it's so different. I love it.
Yeah.
So it's like I did this, but I kept feeding my people the same thing. I just gave it to them, from a different standpoint. It was like I gave them Popeyes this time, and then I gave Churches this time, but I still gave them chicken. A lot of these people gonna give you, chicken, and then they come back and they gonna give you a saltine.
Right.
And then they lose their career.
Right.
So if you wanna get that cult following, you got to keep feeding your people the right stuff. Because once you food poison, you're not gonna go back and patronize that business no more.
Right.
I just had that conversation. That happened to me a long time ago.
That's why I told them don't bring the skinny jeans back.
Oh man.
I mean,
I don't understand that. I really, man, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Leave it alone.
That blood pressure, though, like
that's the other side.
it's just
or circulation is getting cut off.
Can't do
man.
it.
Like, I got a song about it too.
For real.
You want to hear it?
You want to hear it? Here you go. We are here with Zero, man, the Mo City Don, man, and it's just phenomenal to be witness to your longevity, because that's another aspect when you talk about establishing a core audience. All those things are factors that key into an artist being able to say, yeah, I was here in 98.
Right.
I was here in 2008. I was here in 2018, and I'm gonna be here 10 years from now.
At the same time, just looking at like the artists we had not week before last, where even the youngsters that's coming up behind you in your same neighborhood, Pup. That's all he could say was great things about you.
Pup, man.
Pup serious.
Without a doubt, man.
And he coming from the template that you provided.
Man, no question, man.
Well, Pup helped me do it though.
Yeah.
Like I live, even as an older dude, I lived like I was really down on my luck. One of them times where it's like my dad, hey, you can't come back over here. I'm over there in Pup house with him and his brother and his mama.
Right.
Wow.
I'm over there on their couch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Pup is somebody. If he call me, I'm okay. Look, hey, till BET, they gonna have to wait.
Right.
I'm going to go see what Pup talking about.
And see, people ain't loyal like that, because I mean, a lot of people like, hold on, man, I know what you did for me when I was down, but such and such called me. I got to go get this.
Yeah.
You know, that's loyalty, man, and that's showing somebody like, man, you my dude. If all this here fall down and this rap game end tomorrow, you still my dude.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
real.
saying? And it ain't a lot of that's going on in the game right now, man. But at the end of the day, man, what you working on right now? And what I heard you say the album's coming out in January. But how have people received the R&B role?
I mean, the true fans, they love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a couple people, because you're going to always have a few that be like, hey, man, go back to this. And I'm like, well, nah, I'm not, I'm not on that right now.
Yeah.
And I look at one thing that I do, and everything ain't the same for different artists, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm doing mine like a business, and I'm doing mine like I'm going to feed my people. That's why I make sure that every record is going to have a gumbo.
Yeah.
Like, look what you did to me. It was sort of a gumbo, but it was kind of like all one-sided. It was all poor. It was all, it was all trying to get it. Then, Zero versus the World, it was a little better. It was a little brighter, but it still was, like every album is going to have everything except for those first two. Yeah. Those first two was just, oh man, you broke and you ain't going to ever get no money. Like, that was the feeling on Look What You Did to Me. Yeah. Zero versus the World was like, you broke, but it's looking like you going to get a little something soon. King of the Ghetto, that went back all the way broke. Yeah. And then by the time you got to the Rudy Shirt album, man, I don't even know the name, but I'm gonna just say the Rudy Shirt album. Yeah. And I'm on there on the Escalade in front of a big house, and stuff started happening for me. So what I do now is like I explained it as a gumbo. For the people who like the singing, of course I'm gonna be doing my own hooks. I might have some songs where I sing all the way through. The people who like the pain, of course the pain gonna be in there. The depressed kind of like or coming up out of it, that's gonna be in there. The joy, you know what I'm saying? God, temptation, balling. It's gonna be a little bit of everything on there. So you can't say I didn't give you something. Cause one thing I did peep in this whole 21 years is that you do something for everybody, you get some of everybody money.
Right.
Come on now.
So the people who want to hear me with this, hey man, you the Phantom and the Bentley, why you ain't, all right, cool, well here you go.
Yeah, I got you one.
Yeah. And then the people that's like, well man, I'm still in Ridgemont, all right, cool, here go this Mo City song for you. You know what I'm saying? Then my other dynamics, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of, my biggest demographic is Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feed them off the rip because they been with me before my own people was all the way with me.
Salute.
So whatever they,
it's like a pharmacist.
Salute to all our Latino brothers and sisters, man, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Man.
That's the cult.
Yeah, that's the head of the cult following right there.
People don't understand that success don't remove all of the pain.
No, it don't. It brings
like you
a whole
get a little
lot
money,
more.
it creates another set of problems and a different dynamic. But and plus, it's a thing called PTSD that's real.
That's real.
That even if you reach a certain level of success, financial, status-wise, it's things that we've been through that still affect us no matter what.
Can't enjoy it like I want to. Because I mean, the crazy part is I still have the same problems that I had then. They just got zeros behind them now. You know what I'm saying? Because first it was, man, I ain't got nothing. Now, you know, taxes. They be like,
No, they hit you up.
yeah, how much you made?
Right.
We want 35% of this, and we want 50% of that.
Yeah.
So now you like, man, I ain't finna go to the bank no more. Like, I can't keep this at the house though, because I gotta go get some more weaponry or something. Like it's a whole lot of different stuff that you worried about now. You know what I'm saying?
No question, man. We are here, man. We probably got about another minute. And the hour always goes by fast when the legends are in the building, man. But real quick, shout out to everybody who tuned in on Facebook. Shout out to everybody who called in and wasn't able to get through. Because you know when the OG come through like this, we know the phone line's gonna be lit up and everybody gonna be checking us out. But we'll bring it back without a doubt, man. Let them know anything you got coming up and any social media you might want to give them, and we'll close it out, my brother.
Man, y'all can follow me on Instagram at Z_RO. Follow me on Twitter at ZeroMoCityDon. Follow me at Facebook on ZeroMoCity. Just don't follow me for real in the streets. I'm inviting everybody to my birthday party, man, at the House of Blues, January 19th. You know what I'm saying? Next month.
Done.
Yeah, man, this is my album release party and my birthday, and it's gonna be dope. I got to have K-Rino.
Well, with the K-Rino radio crew, we would be in that thing, man. You can tell me what you, man. If you need me to sweep the stage before you go
He says
on,
it all the time.
I got you.
All the time.
I got you,
hold the
man.
camera.
It's my brother right here, no question, man.
Oh, it's gonna be dope. I just want to tell everybody, man, I appreciate y'all for having my back like a bra strap all these years.
No question.
Man, I got y'all.
One love, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, man. K-Rino Radio. Shout out to the homie Keisto. Shout out to Murder One. Shout out to Andrea Maria. Shout out to the homie Zero and Fame Train sitting in with us tonight, man. Much love to y'all. Peace and love.